Okay, so if you don't have Photoshop or a more advanced photo editor on your computer, a lot of times you still need to be able to, say, size photos to fit a certain space on a web page, or if you're working on a presentation and you want to get a photo like sized to the right area, or you want to crop a photo, or say for instance you have an image and you want to remove the background so it's white and looks really nice, then Pixlr is an online photo editor that can help you do that pretty quickly. And it's pretty awesome. So I'll show you how it works. So actually, I'll show you an example of a photo. Let's see, let's go to an example site where the photos have a white background, and I'll show you what I'm talking about whenever you're using Pixlr. So for instance here, this photo has a white background. And it's also sized to fit this space. So a lot of times you might have a high resolution photo. So by high resolution that just means it's a really large photo. And photos are sized in pixels. So instead of inches or centimeters, they're pixels. So you might have like this probably, let's see, if I use my tool here on the computer, if I drag this out, so you see the little number there, it says 473, 423. So that's how big that space is right now. It's 473 pixels by 423 pixels. So say I know that I have a space that big that I need to fill on a web page. Then I need to size a photo to that size. Now, you might find an image online that's maybe 1200 pixels wide if you're searching, or if you're working with a stock photo. It might be huge. The reason you don't want to load it up as the big size is because it can really slow down a web page if it's got enormous images on it. Now this one's a pretty big image, and if you right click or control click on your Mac, you can click on View Image and you can see the size of that image, right? And if you control click again or right click, go down to View Image Info, you can see that an image, this one is 521 by 536. So I know that's what size it is. Now if this was a 1500 pixel wide image, for instance, it would take a long time to load on the page, or it would slow it down. And so for making the page load fast, if it's on a mobile device or anything, and also for Google for SEO, you want pages to load as quickly as you possibly can. So that means a lot of times you need to size images down to fit in a space. Or you might find an image, like I might have found this image and it had like a black background and I want to erase it out and make it a white background. You need to be able to have a way to do that. Or if you want to make little graphics or something. So a way to do that is with Pixlr. And Pixlr, the way it works is you can just use the online web editor. You can launch, you want to use the editor. The Express is just for like cropping photos or adding effects to photos. But the editor allows you to size things and upload your own images, and allows you to give like white backgrounds. So I might do open image from computer. I'm just going to use this example. And so now I've got this image here, right? And this happened to be from an example I was showing somebody else yesterday. So one thing, crop. If I crop, I can crop out a section of an image, and that's it. So that makes it like, and you can see how big it is, 235 by 139. That's how big it is. So I just crop that. I can undo it. I'll go to Edit, Undo. I can also use the magic wand, the wand tool, and you can click on a color and it'll select everything in that color. So I can click in the gray area, and now see how it's selected the gray, and then I can hit delete, and that deletes out that gray area. So I can select it over here, hit delete, and it's going to delete out those gray spots. So now I have a white background, right? So that's a way you can delete out your backgrounds. Now sometimes you need to use, say, an eraser tool, and the eraser will come in and kind of erase out certain sections, and that gives you that fuzzy edge, or you know, a nicer, like here, this has got like a soft edge here on her arm, and it just kind of, it's not like a hard edge, it blends with this background image. So you can use the eraser tool, whoops, to kind of blend around a curve. And then you can use the image size, which is up here under image size, and you can set how big you want it to be. So say I wanted to use this, but I only wanted to use this paper section, or this screen section. I would click the crop tool, and I would drag it over the part that I want, about that big, and hit enter, and now I've cropped it down. And now let's say that I want to adjust it so it's only 300 pixels wide. I would then go 300 like that and hit OK, and now you've got a 300 pixel wide image. And so then I could go to File and Save, and then I can save this to my computer. And once I've saved it to my computer, then I can go into a website, for instance, and I can then upload it to the site. Does that make sense? Okay, cool. So play around with Pixlr. If you have to size images or erase out backgrounds or something for websites, it can be a really useful free tool to be able to do all the basics.